Yeah, yeah. Y'all tap in with me. Tap in with me. Sure, I'm lighting. Y'all tap in with me. Yeah, yeah. As y'all join the chat, let me know where y'all from. Give everybody a few minutes and we'll get started. Hmm. Hope everybody had a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you're tuning in from across the world. This year has flown by. It's been a real, real fast year. And I really just wanted to get up here and just share any trends that I'm seeing in the marketplace, um, what I'm seeing in the tech industry in particular, and then also just any sort of tips that I can share with you for your job search. That's really what this live is all about. And I definitely want to start doing these more often, maybe once a week, get up here for the 30 minutes and just talk about uh, the things that I'm seeing in the market and how I can help you. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I got 30 minutes for you tonight. First of all, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel, that's followed me across social media over the last year. Um, and I think about a week or two, I'm coming up on 1 year of having Coach Roundtree on YouTube. If you've never seen any of my content on my channel, I post interview tips and career advice to help you elevate your game. And I started it just this channel, just my passion for wanting to help people, wanting to share all the things I've learned over the last 10 years as I've interviewed with all these big companies, from the Amazons to the Googles to the Facebook or Meta, and just sharing things that I wish I had known. And the response has been great. So thank you to all my subscribers. Feel free to please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. All right, let me jump in. Um, the first thing I want to do is just encourage anyone out there that's watching this or will catch the replay that it's hard right now. The job market, if I think about earlier this year, so I started a new role in June. And from January to June 2022, the market for candidates was so hot. I mean, I was getting hit up daily on LinkedIn from recruiters when I knew I needed to look for a new opportunity. And it was just so so hot, man. Like I was every recruiter that I was in my DMs, and it was just a lot going on. So pivot to from June to now, the market is completely different, and there are a few things that I want to talk about rather, that I think will be helpful. But before I do that, again, I just want to encourage anyone who's looking for a job right now. It is tough. Like Marshawn Lynch said, protect your mentals and your chickens. Like, stay positive, keep applying for jobs. Make sure you're tailoring your resume to all of the job descriptions. Make sure that you're networking daily on LinkedIn. You should be posting daily on LinkedIn. Um, you should be commenting on things within your industry. You should be writing articles, because that gets you in the algorithm. So LinkedIn will serve up your posts. You make new connections, but really tap into LinkedIn. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit. LinkedIn is really the new plug. That's where everything is happening from a job perspective. But I want to encourage you, if you're looking for a job right now, do not give up. Stay positive, keep grinding, but know when to take a step back from your job search and enjoy life, enjoy your family, your friends. I also want to encourage anyone who's been laid off. There's a lot of layoffs happening, specifically in the tech industry, because of a lot of different factors. But just because you've been laid off does not mean you're not talented. You are talented. You are someone that has the skills. That opportunity may not have worked out for you. So if you've been laid off, that does not mean that your skills are no longer valuable. It's just an opportunity for you to pivot. And I'll give you a true story. So back in 2009, in the height of the Great Recession, if you remember some of my OGs, I was a science teacher. I was a lateral entry science teacher, 3 years under my belt. and I was let go. I was laid off. It wasn't something I could control, and it's the worst feeling. You walk into someone's office and they say, "Hey, we can no longer keep you, and you've done such a great job and made such an impact." But I now can look back and say, I'm glad I was laid off because I pivoted and I went back to school. I got my MBA at NC State. And then I moved over into retail marketing. And then, fast forward a few years later, now I'm in product management. So sometimes when you have these situations where you're laid off, it's a pivotal moment for you to really say, all right, I didn't want to hey, Jacinta, how you doing? I didn't want my camera looks foggy. Let me see. Is that better? Let me see. Get my stuff together. No, it might be my camera. Now I look worse. See, messing up my groove. I was just rolling, dog. See? What? All right. We'll let it be what it be. So yeah, just want to encourage you. This is my first time going live, y'all. And yeah, still working out the kinks. But my wife on my live telling me to wipe it with my shirt. Nah, man. Let it be what it's gonna be. Let it be what's gonna be, man. It does look a little foggy. I don't know if it's my lighting or what. But well, come bring me a shirt then, D. I'm not gonna go off. Come bring me a shirt and let me see if it'll get better. But anyway, so yes, encouraging you if you're looking for a job, your talent is still valuable. But again, I have experienced layoffs, and we'll talk more about that. All right. So trends in the job market. The first thing I want to talk about is this thing called career cushioning. Career cushioning. If you've never experienced that or heard about it, rather, it's this concept of people that currently have jobs. They're cushioning that by lining up their next job. So they're passively looking for another job. They're they're applying, they're networking, they're answering those DMs from recruiters, and really starting to line up a job for what's next. And it's something that it went viral on LinkedIn last week or two, and it's something that's happening. So you have that happening, but then you also have a talent rotation happening in the tech industry. And what I mean by that is over the last 3 months, there have been some big layoffs. All these big dog companies have laid off thousands of workers. And you think about having, like, for example, Meta, they've laid off so many people. These are super talented folks that were at Meta, and they're laid off. And then they're posting on LinkedIn, hey, I've been laid off from Meta, open to new opportunities. And now recruiters are jumping and trying to grab that talent from a Meta, from an Amazon, all these big companies. So what's happening right now in the job market is you have career cushioning, you have a rotation of talent. People that were working at these top companies now are available at a quote unquote discount. So recruiters are just going fishing right now for that top talent. But then you have some other folks that are still actively looking for a job. So I'm giving you these insights because it's going to take longer for you, specifically if you want to get in the tech industry. The market is so competitive right now. And the fourth piece in that puzzle is that tech companies are really conserving costs right now. So Google just announced that they own the Waze app. It's like on a smartphone app where you can figure out different maps. And they also have Google Maps. Well, they're combining those two teams into one to cut costs. So you have also companies are looking at their costs. How do I be more competitive from a cost perspective? So you have all these different dynamics. So my advice to you, if you're looking for a job, whether you currently have a job or you've been laid off, give yourself some runway. Give yourself 6 months. Your goal should be to land a new job if you're in the job market in the next 6 months. It's not going to happen the way it was in 2021 or earlier this year, where the job market was so hot for candidates. Now, I believe the leverage is going more to the companies because there's this huge pool of people. There are more people looking for job opportunities. And then you have just all these different dynamics happening right now. So recruiters are really fishing. And where are they fishing? On LinkedIn. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So we talked about the talent rotation. Oh, another thing, another tip is cast a wider net. If you want to work at company A, one of those big dog companies, and that's your truly your dream, you might want to have in your job search the large, medium, and small. What are the large companies that you know that everyone wants to work there? What are the medium size and small? And I would encourage you to focus on the small, the medium, and the small, because again, those top companies are focusing on cost, reducing costs. So if you want to get hired at some of those big companies, it's twice as hard now. It's not impossible. People are still getting jobs at those companies, but there's so many other people that need to approve that job, because if you get a big job at one of these large companies, they're looking at costs. Obviously, it's going to be much higher compensation, and someone has to approve you getting that job at that company. So just be mindful, cast a wider net. All right. We talk about leverage going to recruiters. Um, all right. Let's talk about playing chess. If you're someone watching this and your goal is to get into tech, you've been following Black Tech Twitter and all these other um, this talk about tech. You got to get into tech, and that's still all well and good, but you have to have a strategy. And whenever you develop a strategy, it's based on what's happening internally, what do I control, but also externally in the market that you're trying to enter. So you have to be more strategic. And if you're someone that wants to get in tech today, I think you should focus on playing chess. And what I mean by that, if my goal is to get here and to get into the tech, like say if I want to be a product manager, that's my goal. That's my long-term goal to get here. And I currently have a job. Instead of going from here to here in one step, there might have to be a pit stop or a stepping stone given the current market. So here's an example. Let's say you're a marketing manager and you want to get to product management and you want to work at one of these big companies. Well, given the market, I think approach you should take is say, all right, here's a job description to get into tech. What do I currently have? What am I missing? Okay, where's a company in the medium or small area that I can go and get some more experience? So a year from now, I can make my move that I really want to make to tech. So that's something that you really have to factor in. It's not ideal, but throughout my career, I've taken roles where I was taking the role just to fill a gap on my resume. Here's another tip. You know how sometimes you see a job posting and people will say, well, you don't have to have all the things on the preferred qualifications, just put your name in the hat. It's different now. People that are hiring talent, they are scrubbing your resume against all those qualifications because they want to get someone in that role that is a surefire win, not someone that might be a fit, not someone that it might work out. It has to be a surefire fit because, as I mentioned, so many people have to approve that role now because of the environment that I'm in right now, that we're in right now. So make sure your resume is tailored to the job description. It's clear in 3 to 5 seconds that, okay, she's a good fit for this role. And that's going to help you not just beginning the process of getting more interviews, but also when it's time for approval, you meet a lot of the preferred qualifications. All right, so play chess. We talked about casting a wider net. All right, a few more things, and if there are any questions in the chat, I will definitely answer. I think the big thing that I also want to talk about is the importance of networking. Because of the costs, the career cushioning, the talent rotation, and then you have just more people looking for jobs right now, and the layoffs, trying to re-enter, find another job. Networking is so important right now. Companies are leaning into referrals. So they're asking their existing workforce, like, hey, do you know anyone? Or especially in the tech industry, they're really focusing on referrals to um, to find that talent. So the first thing, that you should make sure you're doing if you're just starting your job search, or if you're actively looking, your LinkedIn has to be top notch. It has to be top notch. I've heard people in different organizations say, um, they submitted their resume for the job. The first thing I did is I went to LinkedIn. And I looked at LinkedIn, I was like, I don't know. Your LinkedIn is your digital profile. So make sure your LinkedIn is top notch, that you've taken the time to update your headline. You got a professional headshot. Um, you have the most relevant tips from your current job. Like you have all of those things listed. That's going to be so important because they're going to literally, as soon as you apply for a job, they're going to your LinkedIn. And if your LinkedIn hasn't been updated in years, it's hard for me to look at you as a candidate if I don't have the most up to date information. So make sure you're very active on LinkedIn, make those connections, attend webinars, um, do everything you can to continue to network with people so that they may work at a company that you're interested in. And you can say, hey, I found this role. What do you think about it? Do you think I'll be a good fit? And that's a way for you to say, all right, maybe I can get a referral. Maybe I can learn more about it. But team networking is so important, given some of the things that I've already mentioned in terms of the dynamics in the job market right now. So you have to find a way for someone working at the company that you want to work at to pass your resume to the hiring manager and say, hey, I think she's a great fit. We've had a few conversations. Culturally, it's a good fit. The skills and background, like more of that is happening. Another thing that I'm also noticing is that with all the layoffs happening, specifically in the tech industry, companies are really holding on to their talent. So let's say, for example, you're working at a company and you want to obviously elevate to more responsibility. Now's the time to have those conversations because it costs a company more to hire someone new than to retain someone. You have, thousands of dollars to hire a new person in the role. Are they a cultural fit? I got to recruit them. So companies are really holding on to their talent because right now times are challenging. But if we have a soft landing and there's not a severe recession, then people are going to ramp back up their hiring. And companies don't want to be in a position where it was during the pandemic, where they downsized too severe, and when things started to pick back up, they were not in a position and they couldn't find the help that they needed. So definitely have those conversations. Look for internal roles. Can you rotate to another team? Can you raise your hand and say, I'm ready for a promotion? What does it take for me to go to the next level? If you're trying to get in product management, can you look for a way to start working with product management managers with a stretch project? Like those are some of the conversations you can have internally at your current company that I think will really, really land on good ground right now because they don't want to lose their top talent. They want to hold on to the ones that are already actively employed, that are building different things. And so yeah, keep that in mind. Um, any other tips? I've gone through most of my tips. I don't see any questions in the chat, I might drop off here at 20 minutes. But um, again, I just want to encourage everyone. It's gonna take longer. It's going to take longer to find a job, but hold on. Put together a plan that's 6 months out. Create a spreadsheet of what are my large companies I want to go after? What are the medium-sized companies? And what are the small companies? List the companies, find a contact at each of those companies, reach out for an informal coffee chat, build those relationships. And again, what's you may not get some of the responses that you would think because these people are probably getting hit up by a lot of different folks. But don't lose heart, stay positive, focus on what you can control, and I'm confident that over the next several months that you will be able to land a job. Like my mentor always tells me, you just want one job. There are millions of job openings, and you just need that one job to go to the next level, to take care of your family, to break into the tech industry. So each rejection email that you get, and those things sting, especially when you feel like you're a great fit or you have a good phone screen or interview. So I don't want to diminish that. Like that, those things are definitely respond. Those things are those are painful, man. And some of these rejections will come like weeks or even after you forgot you even applied for the job. But protect your mentals, know when to step away, know when to keep going. Um, and I hope some of the tips I've shared with you tonight will help you on your job search because it is challenging and the market is 6 months has changed dramatically. All right. So just to recap, some of the trends we talked about career cushioning. That's where people are passively trying to line up the next job. Hey, Tony B, appreciate you. If I was just recapping here, I've been up here for a little bit. Um, just recap here. First, encourage you. I know that okay. I hear you. Any questions, Tony? Any questions? Anything you got? Let me know. I'm here. I'm always here. I always respond to comments. So if you watch any of my videos and you got a question, I literally have it set on my studio app um, for YouTube where it lets me know when I need to respond to a comment. But yeah, I'm always here to help. This is what I really enjoy. Um, Career cushioning. So people are passively looking for jobs and they're trying to line it up while they have a current job. We talked about that. There's a rotation of tech talent. There's a lot of companies, a lot of jobs have, a lot of layoffs have happened at these big companies, tens of thousands of people, and they're rotating over to some of the medium and small tech companies, or some of them are exiting the tech industry. I was reading an article recently with someone that worked at Meta, and he ended up landing a job at Walmart. So you're seeing those people are shifting to some of these other companies, and just be mindful that there's an influx of talent, and recruiters are going after a lot of those folks. So how can you stand out? What makes you unique? That's going to be something that you want to really put forth on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a new plug. Please make sure you're on LinkedIn daily, commenting on. Make sure you have a very high quality profile picture. The types of jobs that you want, add that in your headline. Your headline shouldn't say passionate about marketing. The headline, that's not what that's for. Your headline should be marketing manager, director of marketing, marketing specialist. Because when a recruiter says marketing manager in Miami, Florida, you want your profile to come up in her search. So use your headline on LinkedIn. It's SEO, search engine optimization. That's a search tool. So please, if you have not done that, do that right now. Go on LinkedIn and find the jobs titles you want, put them in your headline. And that's going to allow you to show up in more search results. But write articles on LinkedIn, comment on, share articles or like new things that happen in the industry. Make sure you share that and add your thoughts on that whole. I think, like for example, I talked about the Google and Waze. They merged their teams to form one team for cost cutting. That just came out. Share that and talk about your perspective. You want to be a thought leader. So LinkedIn is the plug. Again, give yourself 6 months. Give yourself a runway to be able to find that next job because there's a lot happening in the job market. There's the career cushioning. There's the tech rotation. People that were laid off from the big jobs, they're rotating over to the medium and smaller companies. So be mindful of that. Play chess. If you want to get into the tech industry and you're right here, and tech is all the way over here, there might be a middle step you need to take to get more experience over the next year, 18 months. Then you can move into tech. So make sure you think about your next two moves. One move to get the experience I need, the next move to move to the next level. and get to tech, cast a wider net. Don't just look at the big dogs. Everybody wants at the work at the things or those top tech companies. Be very strategic about your search. There's a lot of medium and small tech companies that are well funded that need your talent. Research them. There's a lot of great websites, and I'll link them. I'll make sure I'll comment and link some websites where you can find literally companies in your area that are Series B, Series C, Series D. They have these, they talk about their valuations, but they need your talent. So don't always just focus on the big dogs. Talked about the importance of LinkedIn. But yes, again, thanks everyone for your support over the last year. It's my first time going live. I want to do it more often. If you have any questions, please comment either on this video or any videos that I've released, and that'll give me questions that I can bring into some of the live sessions. I want to do at least one per week. And again, I just appreciate everyone's support over the last year that I've been building up YouTube and other platforms. But again, I'm Coach Roundtree. On my channel, I post interview tips and career advice, help you elevate your game. Please comment, subscribe, and like for more tips. And don't give up. Do not, Tony, don't give up. I think we met at the Black Men in Tech Thrive conference. Don't give up on your job search. You are talented. You can do it. Each rejection, if you're getting the rejections, that's one step closer to getting the job that's for you. And that's the thing. You can get a job, but you want the job that's for you in this season and something that's going to set you up to take care of your family, to elevate and go to the next level. So don't be discouraged. Yes, yeah, there you go. That RN, it's a huge demand. Huge demand for RNs. That right there. I'm not sure if that's registered nurse. I'm thinking it is, but it might be something else. But that's another thing. Keep adding the certifications. Like this is a great time. And also think about potentially going back to school. I'm a huge fan of an MBA. Okay, security. I'm with you. Okay, there's a cybersecurity. Yeah, shout out to my boy Tay. Like he's really killing it in the cybersecurity industry. There's a lot going there, but also certification is a great point. This is a time to really add something to your game. You should be adding that announcement on LinkedIn. Just added a new certification. I mean, Google has so many free certs. Some are paid that require you to go and study for a little bit, but having the MBA and then me adding the project management professional certification, which was so hard. It was, I mean, I studied for 6 months for that thing. But when I added that certification to my game, I was looked at differently in the marketplace because now I show when you get certification, it shows you're a continuing learner. You're not just satisfied with the job that you have or the skills and experience. You're always growing. And I think that's so important. Keep going, Tony. What's going on, Lisa? Boy, she ain't never on time. Ain't never on time, Lisa Smiles. Hey, if you need a natural hair stylist in the Raleigh area, Lisa Smiles is a real one. Lisa, she's passionate about it. She is an entrepreneur. She is a boss. And please go to her page, Lisa Smiles. She's in the chat right now. She has a wonderful following. Please definitely tap in with her if you're in the Raleigh area. Support a Black businesswoman, please. And she's real people, real good people. She's like my sister, so please support her business. But yeah, it's been good. My first live. I appreciate the folks that pulled up, and yeah, I just wish everyone the best. Have a merry Christmas, happy holidays. I'm going to continue to post content because I each time I get a comment when someone says, "Oh, coach, thank you for that, helping me counter my job offer," or that motivates me to keep going. And like Lisa told me earlier this year, somebody's praying for your content. There's one person in this world that needs this content. Even tonight, I was like, if it's one person, I'll preach to one person, like the preacher said. It don't matter. Whoever show up to church, I'm gonna preach. So somebody's praying for, how do I get this job? How do I navigate? Why am I getting these rejections? Like I know I'm talented. Like just sometimes you just need that encouragement for someone who's been in your shoes, who's been laid off, who's been searching for a job. But yeah, I just want to continue to get this content out, like Lisa said. But hey, look, love y'all. Appreciate all the support and wishing you the best. And if you need me, notify me. Peace.